Hey, what's up, Dragon Ball fam? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, guys, I'm gonna give you more information, and we have to have these very tough conversations because it's very important. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you understand what it could be, what it could not be, and actually see the truth. Now, in this video, I am not going to say I know everything because I don't. Nobody knows. There's a lot of speculation out there. But there could be some obvious massive changes, and this game could be very different from Xenoverse 2. So, leading on, first we have some very important stuff to talk about. There's a very interesting comment from a developer who saw my video, a dev who is called here Chatterbox85. So he said something that made me think quite a lot of interesting things about the game, especially in terms of the plot. Do we have CACs, as in creating characters, or is it just pure customization? So let's do this because his comment here is very intelligent, very telling. And before we start off this comment, also there's other people online who have kind of put more information on this. And again, this is really important. So Xenoverse 3 information will have the biggest customization ever seen in Dragon Ball video games, but customization. Alright, really important. In West City, we'll have tons of accessories and add-ons to buy. Next one. Yeah, the following, it says, in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, we'll leave Cotton City and go to West City. West City is a very large city led by Capsule Corporation. Okay. Next one, this one is also really important. Which one was it here? There was one here where they were, Mark, this guy, he has lots of insiders. He was talking about the... Yes, it is not known if we will be able to create races. Again, this is really important. So far, people are obviously throwing their assumptions. People are trying to tell you that it's a thing, but we don't know yet. That's the thing. Like, at this point in time, even Bandai Namco said in their videos, in their trailer, you can customize characters, not create characters, right? Take it as you wish, of course. I mean, you can be, you can just ignore that and just say, well, it doesn't matter. I know you're going to be able to create them. Maybe not. I don't know, right? So let's look at this one. This is a really interesting one. I'm going to post the same thing here that I posted in our video. We have what appears to be two versions of the white-haired character model. If you compare the character at around 210 mark of the trailer, he is seemingly more detailed than the version by the end of the trailer at 337. And that's a fact. This is the character, as you can see here, the white-haired guy, and then he is the same character here, much more detailed in this one here, as you can see. All right, very interesting, very interesting. Then the this one here, as you can see, is very different. The details are quite telling, right? Now, what does it tell us? Well, it's very common with video games to switch to a more detailed model for more expressive behaviors for prescripted animations. Which, by the way, this also presents another major problem I'm going to address later. But so far, this already supports the idea that we will be playing as a hard-coded character because developers only consider putting that much work into characters significant to the plot. I cannot confirm this. I am only going to based on what my eyes are telling me. Second, we have the same character, which we know it is meant to be playable, showing up in the 2D animation at around 1 minute mark of the original trailer. And this is also very telling. Honestly, I didn't even realize this until I watched Perfection's video. A common cope I've seen hearing as a response to this is that these 2D animations sequences were created just for the trailer. Let's go to the animation, to the 2D animation, which is this one here, the 1 minute, as you can see here, this one here, okay. So it was just created just for the trailer, but consider this has never been done in Xenoverse before. Everything we got that they animated for trailers ended up right in the game. Nothing was wasted because animation, especially 2D, costs time and money. And it makes sense. You're not going to just make an animation just for the sake of the trailer. It also doesn't make sense to do a predetermined animation of playable created characters whose appearances can change at any time later on the game, making the look they had in the 2D animation redundant. It's just stupid. And the characters shown are all clearly established to be significant to the plot anyway. So if one thing is absolute, so are the other things. They have, then we have the in-game 3D animated sequence to follow up, and this is where that major issue I was talking about becomes in focus. This is the bit here which I was actually stunned because I personally did not think about this. The black-haired character actually touches the white-haired one on the shoulder of all places. You can see this in here. As you can see here, there's a shoulder tap just right here, as you can see here, in this one here. Okay, so that's a shoulder tap. Okay, now if this game had CAC and the height was determined by the player making the character, this would be a huge problem. It's because the animators would have to take into account every possible height variation and animate a different sequence, hand position, eye position, line of sight, to properly align with whatever complex combination that the player came up with beforehand. It's why in Xenoverse 1 and 2, you hardly ever saw any other character touching a time patroller during cutscenes, right? Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but speaking from a developer's perspective here, we usually just don't program games that way. It's just too much extra work for no reason. This character has a room with a bot, which is common to what we see in RPGs like PSU, PSO, and Dragon Ball Online. Remember the original trailer? It showed the white-haired fighter taking on mobs like an action-oriented game and not the type of gameplay that really reflects Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2. They also explicitly state that this is an action-adventure type of game, contrary to what was described in Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2, where the words RPG and fighting were also emphasized. As Perfection pointed out, they straight up say that the whole game is about joining a squad of scions. Why would Majins, demons, or any other race do that? Well, yes, they wouldn't, right? Interesting. They also say that this game is a new experience, which, if that's true, considering it shares the name of its predecessor, means that they want to be clear that they aren't following the same formula as the previous two games. They know the title is the same and they want to be transparent about how the aim is to distinguish themselves from what we had before. If true, this will be very disappointing. So, this is very, very interesting because he is saying some very cool stuff here. And again, it makes sense, right? So if this guy is because obviously this guy and the girl, they're the playable characters, right? In the trailer, in the presentation. And if they're the playable characters, really important, making the animation so this guy is taller, smaller, broader, more muscular, and then making the animation work for the shoulder tap, it's going to be very difficult. Trust me, just doing this, taking into account literally all these things, it's going to be very, very difficult. So because of that, guys, it could mean that we are literally seeing a completely different type of game. Now, on the official website as well, you see that right now, just right now, okay, it says the following: genre, action, adventure. Not fighting, not RPG, action adventure, right? It's like, wait a second, like, why are they just saying action adventure and not fighting? That's very, very interesting. I don't know, guys. I mean, of course, like this, again, take it as you want. I'm not here to, I don't know, to tell you that I know the truth. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to highlight clearly in black and white that the trailer, the information, the Steam account, also by the way, on the Steam account, I got this from the Steam account, right? Xenoverse 2, it says the following: as you progress through the game, you can customize your character's appearance, abilities, and moveset, allowing you to create a truly unique, powerful fighter, right? Interesting, to create a truly unique, powerful fighter, whereas in Xenoverse 3, right now, this is just a, some people say, a placeholder, okay? Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 delivers an action-adventure experience, action-adventure experience, packed with intense battles and extensive character customization options. In no place they say there's any sort of CAC or any sort of character creation. So, and also, this is an action-adventure experience. I know, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, of course, like, you know, you can take it as you want. I mean, yeah, some people say this is just a placeholder. If you're taking the Steam page as your only evidence, I'm afraid you're a fool. I'm not taking it as my only evidence. I'm just saying that Bandai put this there, right? I mean, they could have put something else. They could have just put create your own character and, you know, enjoy combat and other stuff, but they did not do that. They did not say that whatsoever. So my question is, why would they not do that? Why would they not say that? Like, why would they avoid that completely and just pretend that you know, the whole CAC situation is not an issue? I don't know, right? I mean, that's the thing, right? So that's it for today's video, guys, on this one. Again, if there's more information on this one, on Xenoverse 3, I don't think there's any more news on this one, because I believe there's no new filtrations as of yet. There's nothing there, obviously. So yeah, nothing there. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. So we have the player character, again, player character. So these player characters, some people are saying that these are the ones that you can then customize and change their body size, their face and everything. But what if you can only really change cosmetics? So cosmetics as in the character's clothing, hair color, equipment, stuff like that. But the actual character himself, you cannot change him, right? You can change, of course, the equipment he wears or she wears, right? And of course the abilities, but you can't really change the shape of their body or, you know, stuff like that. So you can't make them taller, smaller, and maybe you can't really make new races, just the Scion race. I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, it's like, it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see, because people are obviously talking about this quite a lot. And yeah, we shall find out. We shall find out if there's going to be new races or not. What is all this about, guys? Because of course it is super interesting, and nonetheless things are getting really funny with this one, because many people believe that it is the end of the CACs. Some people believe that that's not the case whatsoever. We shall find out, but for now, guys, it's pretty obvious that the game will be at least quite different from Xenoverse 2, because this seems to be an action-adventure game where you're part of the Scion, the Great Scion's troop, right? And you fight crime in the city, and it looks to be more action-adventure focused, particularly, and not so much of an arena fighter, so to speak, right? So guys, that's it for today's video on this one. As always, I shall see you later in the next ones. Bye.